little goldies, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 2 of my buddy color with Catrena Belgium. We are coloring out of Wild, Coloriage Wild by Emmanuelle Colin, and it was, let me just show you the picture that we're coloring. It's this picture right here. Whoops, there we go. It's that picture right there that we are coloring, and I am using my Holbeins for this little project. So that's what we will, that's what we will be coloring the picture with. And I think I'm going to, when I'm ready for the background, I think I'm going to grab my pan pastels and we'll put that on the background as soon as our picture is done. I'm pretty sure I will get done with all of the coloring in part 2 here because we got pretty far in part 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with a few little housekeeping items before we get started. So number one, just look at the description section and you'll see some information down there. You'll see that I have my tip jar, so if you feel that you want to donate to that, it is a coffee account, and it's you know, done through connected to PayPal. And so if you feel like that you want to donate to that, feel free to go ahead and do that if you so choose. And that just goes right back into the channel to kind of help support it so that I can show new things and keep things fresh and new, and also to fund giveaways and stuff. You don't have to, but it is there if anyone is so inclined to, you know, to do anything with that. And also, if you, oops, and I'm hitting my tripod here, sorry about that. So if you want to share like cards, or if you want to share your coloring pages with me, or if you want to be pen pals, there is an address down there that you can write to me there, and that will go to my husband's work, and he'll just bring all of that mail home to me. So if you are so inclined to send me a letter or share a colored page with me, that would be awesome, if that's something that you want to do. And yeah, so that pretty much clears that up. I do have a couple of other links down there. I do have a couple of wish lists from Amazon. I've kind of broken it down. And so the reason I have that there is that if you want to see me get an item, like if there's something that you want me to purchase, you can let me know, and then I will add that to the wish list and make note of if that's something that you want me to purchase and show on the channel. That just kind of helps me to keep track of things, and I have that broken down into like art supplies and coloring books. So whatever items that get pointed out to me, I will add that to the appropriate wish list, and I will get those as soon as I can and show that, because you know, I want to show things on here that you all will be happy to see. So if there's anything that you in particular that you want me to purchase, just let me know and I will do my best to honor that wish. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, another thing that I want to mention that I always say, this is a little disclaimer, I am coloring with the visual impairment, so that means I have to get pretty close to my work so I can see what I'm doing. So I do apologize if you see my big old head in the way. It's just kind of the nature of the beast that I have to deal with, so I do apologize for that, but it just can't be helped, so bear with me that way. Alright, so here is what we have done so far. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Now, I'm going to try not to zoom in too much, because sometimes when I zoom in too much, I do end up out of frame quite a bit. So we're going to try not to do that. Alright, so I've got my 2 color greens here, and I'm not going to call out any color names or anything. And we're just going to continue on with these leaves, because we do have a few of these little leaves that we still need to color. Okay, so let's go ahead and just come over here and we'll get started on that. So anyway, the age-old question, what has everybody been up to? What have you all been coloring, of course? And have you read any good books lately? Let me know. I haven't really been reading per se over the last few days, but I have been listening to quite a bit of old-time radio. You guys know that I am an old-time radio junkie. That's one of my hobbies. And old-time radio is basically shows that were on the radio before TV came into existence. So these are shows like, some of the comedy was Jack Benny, also Fibber McGee and Molly, some other comedy, Red Skelton, The Red Skelton Show, Danny Kaye, I think it was My Favorite Husband with Lucille Ball, So yeah, there's some of the comedy, and then some of the more serious ones is suspense. It's kind of like a thriller sort of drama show. And I'm having to move the book just a little bit, so bear with me there. The Whistler, which is kind of like a murder mystery. You kind of know who did the murder because it sort of played it out on the show, but there's always a little twist at the end about how the murderer gets caught. There's a few Playhouse shows which were like kind of more theater style. And featured, you know, plays written by different authors and stuff. So yeah, Lux Radio Theater, which had, which featured famous stories and plays and stuff by different authors and so forth. So I've been listening to, what I've been listening to, oh, and Dragnet. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Dragnet or The Shadow. There's one called The Shadow. But what I've been listening to a lot lately is one called The Whistler that I had just mentioned. It's the murder mystery one where you kind of know who the killer is, but you there's always a twist at the end about how the murderer gets caught and stuff. So yeah, I've been listening to that quite a bit rather than reading. I don't know, I've been just kind of in a reading slump lately. I had been reading a lot of the In-Death mysteries by J.D. Robb, who was actually Nora Roberts. So I have been reading quite a bit of that, but I decided to take a little break because I've been reading so much of it that I was getting a little burned out. I'm the type of person that once I get into a series, I really devour it, and I go at it until I just can't stand it anymore for a while. I mean, I usually come back to it because if there's a lot of books in the series that I haven't read, I do want to finish that series, but I decided that I just needed a little bit of a break from that. So yeah, I took a little break from that because I needed that little break. So that's what I've been doing there. Also, I have been chatting quite a bit with Catrena. We've actually been chatting on the phone quite a bit, and we have become very, very good friends. So hello, Catrena. And actually, Catrena has her picture finished. She showed it to me, and it came out really beautiful. If mine is done halfway as good as hers, I will be happy. But hers came out really beautiful. So I've been chatting a lot with her, and oh my gosh, like she I completely crack her up because you guys have heard me say in my videos that I am a pencil hoe. You have Anne from A Colorful Life, who is the marker queen, but I am the pencil hoe. Because I love my pencils. And but anyway, Catrena, you know, she said when she first heard that on my video, she said she just cracked up. Like, she said she just was dying laughing. And then I said it to her over the phone, you know, because I wanted to hear her laugh. And oh yeah, she cracks up like every time I say it. Every time I say it, she cracks up. It is so funny. She's like, you gotta quit. My heart can't take it. My cheeks hurt. So... As you can probably tell, I love making people laugh, and it is just so funny just to hear her crack up. Now, we were actually talking about stuff the other night, and I won't go into like what the conversation was about or anything, but we were just talking about stuff, and I had said something like, okay, now on my videos, obviously I don't cuss that much. I may say a few like occasional damn or hell or something like that, but I try not to. I try not to cuss, you know, because I want to kind of keep this family oriented as much as I can. But when I am like off video, when I am off video, like, and I don't do it all the time, mind, but when I am off video, and if something really irks me, boy, I can really cuss with the best of them. I really can. And so anyway, long story short, Catrena and I were, you know, just talking about stuff, and I was telling her about something that just totally, you know, pissed me off. And so I said something really naughty, and she just cracked up. I mean, she was dying. And that was so funny because, like, after she quit howling, she's like, and you're supposed to be a sweet nightingale. I said, yeah, I know. And I said, yeah, Sweet Nightingale who can cuss a blue streak. I mean, you know, I curtail it when I have to, but, you know, and it's not like like every other word comes up. It's not like every other word that comes out of my mouth is a curse word or anything. I mean, something really has to get me, you know, before I really say something. But, when I do, you know, when I do, I kind of just let it all hang out. And, yeah. But, oh my gosh, I remember one time, holy smoke, and I was so embarrassed, and I think we were doing something with choir practice or something, you know, with this church I used to go to. It was a Methodist church here in town, and I haven't been in so long, but yeah, we were there with the choir practice years ago, and I forgot what happened, but I think I went, oh damn, or something like that, you know, like I think I stubbed my toe or something, and I was like, oh damn, and I went, oh, you know, because like cussing in church, like saying that kind of stuff in church, in a church, I was like, oh, so yeah, I was a little embarrassed. I was a little embarrassed. I am not going to kid you about that. I was like, oh. And, oh gosh, they were all laughing at me. It's like, well, yeah, they were laughing at me. But yeah, so that was funny. And, just the fact that it just totally cracked up Catrena, you know, just really made my day, because I like making people laugh, and I like making her laugh because she is so funny. And, also, let's see, did I get all the leaves? I just want to make sure. I don't think so. I think there's one here. And also, I have been talking a lot with Stephanie Ray. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, girl. And, I mean, she has been a long time supporter and subscriber to my channel. She's on my Facebook group and stuff. But, you know, you see comments and you see pictures, but, you know, until you really get to talk to the person, you really don't get to know them until you do. And so anyway, Stephanie and I, we have been chatting a lot. And so I'll tell you what, like, I adore Stephanie. I mean, Stephanie is it. You know, Stephanie is totally it. And so we've become really good friends. And so, I mean, it was so funny because I think it was like Tuesday night, and we got on Facebook Messenger and we did a voice chat. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I took just a little break to go get dinner, but I swear, like, we chatted from like 6 something at night till like 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, like I said, I just took a little dinner break, and then we, like I said, we chatted. We chatted all that time. And I think this is a leaf here. I'm gonna make it a leaf. I hope it's a leaf. Some of these I have a hard time telling what they are, but we're gonna color it like it's a leaf. So that's what we did Tuesday night, and it was so funny. She messaged me the next day and she's like, well, did you have to go take a nap? She says, I did. I said, yep. And it was funny because I was watching one of Erin's videos from Simple Art for Adults, and I fell asleep. It's like the second time I fell asleep during one of Erin's videos. Sorry, Erin. Sorry. But I'm going to blame Stephanie on that one. She did it. Stephanie did it. It's all Stephanie's fault. Get a little tickle in my throat. I got to laughing last night and kind of irritated my throat just a little bit. So anyway, I got this huge giant cappuccino. Look at this. I mean, this is a giant. And I got it in this cup from Gettysburg. We went to Gettysburg some years back. And so I have this giant cappuccino here that I'm going to take a sip of. So anyway, yeah, it is all Stephanie's fault. So sorry, Erin. But yeah, I mean, we chatted for so long. We chatted for so long, and that was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. We chatted a little bit last night until, is this another leaf here? Gosh, I'm going to treat these like leaves. I'm going to treat it all like leaves here. we chatted a little bit last night until I had to go to my Lions Club meeting. So I'm like, Stephanie, can I call you back a little bit later? And I told her like what time I'd be back. I was a little bit late though because I swear, like, do you guys ever notice, like, do you gals ever notice that, like, you know, we get talked about for yakking a lot, but have you ever noticed that men are just the absolute worst? Like, they are so much worse than we are with the yakking. So anyway, after the meeting, you know, we got to yakking. Especially John, he got to yakking, mainly about this car show that we do every year. But anyway, so we got home about, I don't know, it was like 10-15 minutes after I had told her that we were going to get home or whatever. So I said, you know, can I call you back between like 9 and, or, you know, can we talk again between like 9 and 9:30? Well, we got home about 20 to 10. So I messaged her, I said, well, I'm back, finally. And no reply, no reply, no reply. I'm like, well, she must have fell asleep. You know, she must have fallen asleep. So I turned on my Whistler program and fell asleep myself. And then she messaged me this morning. She's like, girl, I am so sorry I fell asleep. And I started laughing and I said, yep, I said it happens. I said, no worries. I said, I figured that must have been what happened. And so she felt bad about that, but I said, don't worry about that. I said, it happens. And, but we are planning to chat tonight, and then I have a buddy color with her starting tomorrow. And instead of filming it, what we decided that we were going to do was we were going to chat. We were going to color and chat while we did our buddy color. We're just doing something out of antique dolls. I will show you, I'll show that to you once that gets done, so that you guys can see that. But so anyway, we're doing a picture out of antique dolls from Dover Publications, and we're gonna do our buddy color while we chat. So that buddy color isn't going to be filmed, but you will see the finished product when it is done. I'll put that on the Facebook group. So if you want to join the Facebook group, go ahead and come on over. Now, like I said, I am planning to. What I really need to do is I need to get more active in the Facebook groups because, and I'm going to move the book just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here on these little things here. So, like I was saying in my plans for the channel, I really need to get more active in the Facebook groups because I have been lacking, I've been slacking in that, and so I want to remedy that, and even in my own, like, I put more emphasis like on the YouTube, which is kind of how I like to do it, you know, that's just my thing. But anyway, I do need to be more active in the Facebook groups, my own as well. So, but yeah, what we've been doing in my own, and I want to kind of liven things up a little bit, not in a bad way, of course, but what I want to do is I want to do some challenges and stuff in the group, and, you know, maybe do some polls, you know, get a little bit more interactive, because what we've been doing pretty much is just sharing pictures, like, you know, sharing our pictures that we finish up, and that's fine too. It's just, I think we could do a little bit more, and as the owner and administrator, I need to do that. So yes, 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 yes. And then I'm a member of some of the other ones, and I totally need to be more proactive in there. So yeah, I'm a member of Erin's, and I'm a member of Anne's from A Colorful Life. And I know I'm on a few others, like I'm on the Bennett Klein one. I totally want to join the Deborah Muller one because I do like her artwork, and Anne Hatfield is a admin over there. So yeah, I do want to join that. But I do need to be more active in the Facebook groups, no lie. So anyway, what's been going on with everybody? How has everybody been? Anything special going on in your lives? That kind of stuff. What's been going on in your neck of the woods? Oh, one thing I do want to show you guys, and let me finish this up here real fast. One thing I do want to show you guys is that I did some things off camera with this picture. So on her skin tone, you see that I colored the skin tone on camera, but I took, off camera, I took my Prismacolor blender marker. It's a colorless blender marker, and I blended it together. You know, just a few shades. I blended it together so that, because we were seeing a bunch of like pencil lines and stuff, so I blended all that together, and then I worked a little bit on the leaves. And so probably off camera I will take that blender marker, or maybe even on camera, I don't know. I'll take that and I will blend some of that out. So yeah. Let's see if we have any more leaves. Oh, I think we do. I think we have a few more here. So let me see. I could be totally wrong, but that's how we're going to treat it. We're going to have a lot of green in this picture. A lot of green in this picture. So, this might be like snow or something. Well, I don't know, like, maybe not snow, but maybe like the mountains or something. So I could be doing this wrong, but we're going to go ahead and do it that way. Now I think that's a flower there. Here I think is a leaf. Yeah, we're going to color it that way anyway. We'll just go over some of this like real light. We don't need it real dark. Okay. I think that part right there is a flower. Wait, that's another flower. Okay, let me go grab a few other colors and I will be right back. Alright, so I think there was one other leaf I forgot to do, so I'm going to grab a couple of other greens. And let's see, I think it was right, where was it? Oh, maybe I did do that. Maybe not. I think it's right here. So, sorry that I'm silent for just a minute, but I'm going to concentrate on getting some of this through. So some things that's going to be coming up for the channel is I'm going to be doing more of my completed pages, showing you guys that, because I know that's always a popular thing to see. So I'm going to try to make more of an effort to show those. And so I was telling Stephanie this morning that I need to go through my books and just kind of tag, like, you know, in my books, like my works in progress and my completed pages that I need to show and to finish up and stuff. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think maybe, oh, here's something right there. I think that's what I was looking for right here. So we're just going to color some of this in here green. So, has everybody been trying to keep warm? It has been just really awful here. It's been so cold. It's been just really, really cold here lately. So yeah, not liking this weather at all. Not liking it at all. Not one little bit. Not one little bit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But you know what they say, one day closer to spring. We're one day closer to spring. Okay. Okay, I think I got that. I think all that is done. Okay, so I'm going to put my greens back. And now I'm going to take these two colors here, and I'm going to just kind of go and color these like little circles here in the picture. So I'm going to try to shade some of these out too. So I'm going to go kind of light. And we'll add our lighter color. I'm just going to kind of go over this like real lightly, and then I'll add some more layers. So yes, I have been a busy little bee, chatting with buddies, chatting with color buddies. So yes, Catrena, Stephanie, I love you ladies, I really do. You guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. And I get so tickled at Stephanie because she was telling me, I'm not going to share the stories with you guys because I don't think she may appreciate me, you know, sharing her little family stories. But, you know, she was sharing a lot of stories with me while we were chatting Tuesday night. And I was laughing so hard because just some of the things that she told me was just so funny. You know, like with her nieces and nephews and stuff. I mean, it was just so funny. So yes, Stephanie had me rolling the other night. Not going to lie. Not gonna lie about that. It was so funny. Okay. So I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna go over this flower a little bit more. I think on this flower, I think these are pretty much the colors that I use. I'm going to go over just a little bit more just to give it just a little bit more color. So I'm seeing some white spaces in here, and I don't like that. Now I will take my colorless blender and I'll blend that out because I think it may need it. But I do want to just kind of go over it a little bit. So yeah, Stephanie Ray is totally hilarious. She is so hilarious, and she's just such a lovely person. I mean, I totally adore her. Same with Catrena, and Catrena and I, we will hopefully be making some plans to actually get together because come to find out, you know, she doesn't live too terribly far from me. So we may actually get together in person at some point, which would be very nice. I think that would be awesome. I would very much look forward to that. Yeah. And Kate from Kate's Coloring Corner, I adore her. I love Kate. I love Kate so much. I don't know, there's you know, like Ann said in her video, there's just something about her voice that just that I just love. I mean, I could listen to her talk all day. I mean, I could totally listen to her talk all day. And I made her laugh too because I put in the comments on one of her videos, I said, you know, we were talking about like accents, and I said, you know, you guys always sound so prim and proper, and then there's us over here across the pond, and in my opinion, you know, we sound like a bunch of hicks compared to what they sound like over there. And so she was cracking up. She says, this has made me laugh so hard. And she says, I sure don't sound proper when you know, when a few things come out of my mouth, and I think she had stubbed her toe or something like that, and you know, she said some things came out of her mouth, and she says, I sure didn't sound proper then, and I was just cracking up because I can't imagine her saying stuff like that, but it just cracked me up. But I love Kate. I love Kate so much. Yes, I love Kate so much. I'm not sure exactly what this thing is, but we're going to make it blue, whatever it is. I have a lot of blue and a lot of greens in this picture, I think. Yep. So this picture, I think, is a little bit challenging, like, you know, just to try to figure out like what all these different parts are. Now I'm going to try, I have to get kind of close with this, so just bear with me just a sec here. I have to color her little eyeball. Okay. I may not be doing this any justice. Okay. Some of these finer details just kind of get to me. I should have brought my glasses in here, but anyway, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be, I think. Now over here, I'm going to turn the book this way. So pardon my turning of the book for a little bit, but I need to color this part here. And I think these might be little flowers or something. Again, we're going to have a lot of blue in this picture, it seems like. So that's what I have been doing. My week hasn't really been too bad. I have been trying to get caught up on my journal. I kind of fell behind on my journaling, so I had to do some journaling. I went to my Lions Club last night. We had our meeting. Sunday is going to be our fountain pen club. We do have that going on Sunday. So I will be going there. And I do need to type up my notes from a meeting that I had to do not too long ago. I am the chairman of this committee, you know, of the board of directors from our Illinois Foundation that I sit on, that I am a member of, and I chair this one committee. And so we had our meeting earlier this month, and I got to type up the notes from that, because we got to get that report out before our board meeting comes up. So yeah, that's got to get done this weekend. And Stephanie and I are going to start our buddy color tomorrow. What else? We have our pen club on Sunday. Next week is going to be pretty light. We don't have too much going on next week. In a couple of weeks, though, I do have a couple of other meetings that I have to go to. So that is that. And I'm going to turn the book here just a little bit so I can get to this part. So pardon me there. I'm trying to turn it in such a way that maybe my head isn't going to be in the way too much. because if I can keep that out of the way, I will. I will do that. Because you guys would much rather see the picture than my big ol' head. I know that, but thank you guys. I have to thank you all for just bearing with me as far as that goes. Because I know, I'm pretty sure it has to get a little frustrating when we're trying to color a picture and then you see my big ol' head. So, I do appreciate that. What I do try to do, because I know that that is a problem, is when I am coloring, what I do is I will back off and I'll say, you know, this is what we have. So at least if you don't see the color going down at times, at least you see what it's going to look like after it's done. So at least I do try to do that. And I'm going to do a little bit more work on this flower here because it's not shaded the way I wanted it to shade. Okay. I feel like it was just kind of a flat little color and I don't want that. Okay. I'm just trying to go light on this. Some of it, like, I really want it to kind of look a little bit light. Like, there's times that I really want it to look vivid and vibrant and stuff, but this to me is kind of a softer, this kind of reminds me of maybe a softer picture. So I'm not trying to go like real dark or vivid or anything here. And of course, you know, there's no right or wrong way to color something. If you want to do bright, bold, vivid colors in here, then by all means go for it. But, and I'm not saying that this isn't vibrant, because like these Holbeins, I mean, these pencils are really vibrant. They are. And so but what I mean is, like, I'm not pressing down a whole heck of a lot to get bold color, like I might with other pictures or other pencils. I just didn't feel like that was necessary with this one. I'm just going to color in that stamen just a little bit right there. I just didn't feel that it was necessary with this picture. So I pretty much just used light pressure in just a few layers. Well, more layers than anything, rather than just you know, making some heavy layers and stuff. I mean, I try to do light layers anyway, and then just build up the color. But I didn't purposely make vivid layers this time. So anyway, I think, let's see. Let me trace this here. Okay. You see what I mean? I'm just kind of going like really light on some of the stuff, you know, just to kind of give it, I'm trying to go for like a little misty look, I guess, really. So, there we go. Now, I am no artiste, so probably what I'm seeing in my mind isn't looking like what I envision on the paper, but I do the best I can. Nobody ever said you had to be an artiste to do this. Okay. Well, guys, I think I'd about call this finished. Except for the background. I think I'm going to go grab my pan pastels, and I think I'm going to make a background out of this. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me zoom out so we can see. Whoops. Let me zoom out. There we go. So here is what we have so far. I think I'd about call this finished except for the background, which I'm going to go grab some pan pastels and we're going to make a background out of this. So this is our picture for the most part. So let me put away my Holbeins. And I'm going to go grab my pan pastels and we're going to make our background, and then I think we're going to call it finished. So just give me a sec and I will be right back. Alright guys, we had a slight change in plans. Instead of me using my pan pastels, I decided to go ahead and grab some Pebbles chalk because I hadn't used my Pebbles chalk very much. So, and I went ahead and just did the background off camera. You know, just because I kind of think that's a little boring, so I figured I wouldn't subject you guys to that. But anyway, here is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and call this finished. I just have to sign it a little bit. So anyway, here is my picture. So what I will do is I will show you Catrena's picture. I'll put hers and mine side by side, I think. I'll show you hers and I'll show you mine, because she has hers finished up as well. So this concludes the buddy color with Catrena. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video and seeing me color in this picture. I'm pretty happy with it. Probably some things I could have done a little better with it, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think she turned out really pretty. So go ahead and give this a comment, give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button, of course. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And if you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button. But better yet, hit that bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. You all have a great day, and thank you so much, Catrena, for doing this buddy color with me. This was so much fun. We will definitely have to be doing this again in the future. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later. And here are the pictures of mine and Catrena's picture that we colored. Okay, bye guys.